Alright, so this is the street we are currently on. It is called Cornelius Street. And I don't know why it's called Cornelius Street, but it is. And this right here, this great big church, is called St. Peter's Church. And it has a big flashy sign out front, and a lot of funerals are held here, especially for like firefighters and that kind of thing, policemen and whatnot. And it has this interesting little park, or I don't know if it's like a park, a sitting area, what it is, but it has flowers and stuff. Yay, pretty flowers. But it's very, very small. Like, you can see how big it is, but it has like this little walking path. Let's take a little jaunt. But it has memorial stones, like this little thing, and it has like a little garden kind of thing, and it has like stones that say stuff like, to cultivate a garden is to walk with God, and it's very religious, obviously, because it's like upheld by the church. But it has things like these benches, and they say faith, hope, and love. But they also have like dedications on them if you look really, really closely, like in memory of Terry, Craig, Michael, and Cheryl Maggie. I don't know who those people are, but they have these benches dedicated to them. And then there's this guy. He's apparently a saint of some kind. And then here's the best part. I love this statue. It's creepy as hell, but it's this key statue. Like, apparently there was a bunch of, like, I don't know, skeleton keys that the church had, and they were like, the hell are we gonna do with all these skeleton keys? So they melted them into a statue, and then they made this little plaque, and it said, Jesus said, Peter, I entrust to you the keys to the kingdom of heaven, and may we, the people of St. Peter's, use these keys to unlock the power of faith, to release the spirit of hope, to free the heart to love, and make really creepy ass statues. Like, seriously, that dude. Okay, don't follow me, man. So yeah, but this is like a little park that people can go to pray, or to, like, I don't know, walk their dogs or children or whatever the hell they need to do when service is over or whatever. Yeah, it's a pretty fun little park, and it's right in the middle of the city, and yeah, that's that. Break. Okay, so this is a exit only sign for the Plattsburgh Housing Authority. Now, you see these complexes all over the city. This is one of them, and it's still on Cornelius Street. I'm just kind of walking down the street, and you see a bunch of buildings, and they're apartment buildings, but they look kind of drab. They're just brick, and you see a bunch of apartments in them, and they're for low-income housing. And yeah, that's kind of a mark of this city. Like, they're tucked away randomly in random spots, and it's kind of a mark of how poverty has really struck America, that people don't realize. Like, they're everywhere, and you see some of these little signs, like, they're barely noticeable. Like, how big are they? They're very small. Like, the wording on them is literally like as big as my finger. And with people not understanding exactly what Plattsburgh Housing Authority is, they don't understand that it's for low-income people. And low income is like, you have to make like under $2,800 a month, which is really easy to do here because they're considering lowering the minimum wage so that people can pay you even less and get away with it here. That's kind of sad. But yeah, that's the fire station. Woo woo! Yay! And oh, that's the memorial stone. So everybody who dies gets their name written on that stone. It's kind of sad, but it's kind of a way to honor those who have served on the fire department. Yeah, so this is under the flagpole. Every fire station in America has a flagpole specific for the fire station. There's a lot of flags in America, actually. Like, compared to other countries, I guess, America loves its flags. Like, I saw in the grocery store the other day, like, there's a bunch of American flags just hanging out above the vegetables, and I'm like, what do you do in America? Like, we are not that patriotic, but I guess now we are, because apparently the vegetables need to feel like they're in America. I don't know why they were there. But yeah, so that's that. Break! Okay, so I'm not going to get any closer because I don't want to jump into the street. But here's a great shot of two different churches. The spire over to the left is one church, and the kind of shorter missionary-looking building over to the right, right in the center of my view, is a different church. And there's a lot of churches. Oh, and there's the third one way in the back there. Do you see it? The one that looks like it kind of has 3 spikes on top? Yeah, that's the third church. You can see it from here. So this right here, this one right here, I believe is North Catherine. South Catherine Street, or wait, no, this is Oak Street. I get confused with the street names sometimes. This one is Oak Street. Anyway, yeah, that gray one way over there is another church. And you find a lot of churches all in one spot sometimes, because back when this city was first built, it was very small, and it was right on the river, and there was a lot of trade that would happen here. And because it was a highly religious area, people would need a lot of churches to go to on Sundays, but they were all of different sects of Christianity. So they would have like a Protestant church, a Catholic church, etc. And they would build their own separate churches instead of just using the same church for different services and take turns. Bus stop! So this is our bus stop, and it has a garbage can. Isn't that lovely? And it has graffiti, not as lovely. This used to say white power, and it used to have like a picture of Jesus, I think, spray painted on it. Why? And this is someone's email, and it has check me out on MySpace, and someone had actually put something like I suck, and then it has expletives, and it's like ew. And yeah, and there's like scribbles and scratches and like tape where somebody had taped up posters. And yeah, there's a sticker here that says got consent, ask. And yes, people really do have to put those kinds of things up here because, well, our town is kind of rapey, I'm not gonna lie. And yes, you really do need instructions on how to ride the bus, because people really are that dumb in this town sometimes. And see, spray paint again. What the heck? You know, if people glued googly eyes to stuff, it wouldn't be so bad. If people would glue, you know, glow in the dark stuff to things, that might not be so bad. Oh, somebody's missing their kitty. But you know, then they do stuff like spray paint white power, and it's ridiculous. No, if you're gonna do something, at least make it cute and have fun with it, instead of all this racist, rapey bullshit. Ugh, it makes me so mad. Can't we just have nice things? This is why you can't, though. People are like so stupid and selfish. Oh, and we have beautiful architecture in this town too, though. I mean, look at that house. Isn't it pretty? And by the way, anything colorful like that is really old school. And yeah, if you have like carved edging on a house that's like wood, usually that hangs off of the edge of the roof or something, it's called gingerbreading. And we have a lot of houses that have gingerbreading. I should videotape some gingerbreaded houses for you guys at some point. Let me know in the comments below if you like these vlogs, and I'll do more of them. Break! Alright guys, so as you might have noticed, we're still on Cornelia Street, except for our little side trip to Oak Street. And here we have the government building, the government center, and there's a massive amount of vines just on the side of the building. Like, it's all over the place. Anyway, so there's actually this little square area, like almost like a little park, I'd want to say. But anyways, there's like a bunch of trees and stuff right there. Kind of interesting, I think, that there's like this border of trees, almost like a miniature park forest kind of thing. But there's like this little square here. Like, if you had a gathering, you could just all gather in this little square and you wouldn't be run over because vehicles, sorry, I'm a little out of breath from walking and trying to talk at the same time. I am so out of shape. Because vehicles aren't supposed to drive through here. And oh, what happened? Maybe the thing's falling over, I don't know. But yeah, surprise. Flagpoles and whatnot. It's a government building. The DMV and the Veterans Office and a bunch of other things are in there, so that's that. And more vines. Yeah. But yeah, so this is another little miniature park area, and you find a bunch of them randomly around the city. Like, you'll just be walking along and suddenly small park, and they have benches for sitting, and it's kind of a pleasant place to just hang out and eat your lunch or whatever if you buy from any of the another church. You'll also find a bunch of random churches too, like the this one actually has like it looks like a castle because of the top of it. You can kind of see it from here. We'll get a closer look. Isn't it pretty? I love like the kind of almost German look of it, you know what I mean? Yeah, and oh, also our town does stuff like paints the sides of buildings randomly, and that's cool. And this building too it's the old courthouse. There used to be a bell up in that tower. So yeah, there's a lot of history to this town. And yeah, see what I mean about the painting of the sides of the buildings? That's like a forest scene on the side of a bookshop. And yeah, so let's go take a look at the church, people. Crossing the road. There's no crosswalk. I am so bad. That's technically illegal. Oh no! Anyway. Yeah, see, this is the church, and the top of that is actually like a castle almost, and you've got like Gothic windows, and this is another building related to the church but not actually technically part of the church, where people go to worship. So that's what that's like in my town, and it's just sitting right on the street, right in the middle of town. It's not secluded or anything, and yeah, you can actually see it right from the park. There's another park right out in the middle of town, and there's a memorial, and on the other side of this is another park with another memorial, and they're back to back. This is a crosswalk. I'm using a crosswalk this time. Walking. Told you it'd be a walking vlog. That is the bigger memorial, and there's an eagle on top. Anyway, yeah, these are like war memorials and stuff with lots of flags. Told you we had a lot of flags. Yeah, we have a lot of vines, flags, churches, and oh, storm clouds. Da, da, da. So I'm going to go for coffee and leave you with the message that I guess America has a lot of interesting culture. I love you. Bye.